All right, good morning. Today is August 9th of 2024, and let's go over yesterday's price action as well as the outlook for today. Uh, Actually, this day I haven't been on all 5 days, only because I've been attending ICT's new ICT's new mentorship, and honestly, I've just been muting it because a lot of what he talks about on there is something that I already know, but going over the videos again, it does bring back a lot of things that are fundamental in nature, and it kind of refreshes my mind. So I've been uh, busy with that. But anyway, actually, one of the things I did want to show is I wanted to go over yesterday's price action. And while I have been trading, I haven't been live streaming, but I have been trading, and at the same time, I have been what's the word? Recording my screen. So let's go over yesterday's trade real quick. Hopefully, here we go. Okay, so this is yesterday's video. And what I want to do is I want to fast forward into actually no, this is the 10 o'clock macro. Okay, so going into the day, let's go through this right here. So going into yesterday, I realized, or I didn't realize, but I came up with a bullish bias because I do believe that this is the bottom, and if price closes where I expect for it to close today, then I will be looking for longs from now on going forward. So yesterday we had a bullish downtrend where price offered a few entries, which I did take a couple of times. But had wanted to see was I wanted to see price sweep all of these lows, and that's exactly what happened. Except for these lows, I did not want these lows to get swept. We do have relatively good lows here, but now that we swept enough liquidity and we consolidated here, going into the 8:30 news, we did have a big up move, and so that kind of confirmed my bullish bias for the day. And the other thing I did see was a beautiful setup here, which when you journal, you begin to notice things over again. And what I noticed was that this reminded me of something similar that happened uh, a few months ago actually, which was this one right here. As you can see, price had a rather aggressive move and drew higher after that. But one of the beauties of understanding what to look for in journaling is that you start to notice footprints where price drew into 50% of the range here and then drew higher, and the entry in there was similar to what I found yesterday. Actually, so once I noticed this up move, this aggressive move up after confirmed SMT down here on the hourly, I noticed that price was doing the same thing, big up move, and what I wanted to see is I wanted to see a sweep into 50% of the range, and then once that happened, I was confident enough to look for a long on the lower time frames, and that's exactly what I did going into yesterday's trading. As you can see here, I was looking for price to sweep these lows here, and on ES it didn't go as low, but here on NQ it did go into consequent encroachment. Once that happened, as you can see here in a couple of minutes, as soon as I noticed this, I added a line here. Okay, so this meant that this IFBG, if it reverses, I will be taking a long here, and I will be taking a random long here as well. As soon as price closes above, I put in a limit order here because I had seen this on 515, and I was comfortable enough that if price drew into consequent encroachment down here, I would take my stop. And that's where I limited my order came in as soon as they had that tiny little sweep. It did sweep one more time, but as you can see, price did draw higher after that. So one of the other things I noticed is after this change in the state of delivery, we had a gap here. And once that gap occurred, one of the rules is that if price trades into consequent encroachment, then it might be enough for price to draw higher. If price does not trade, it trades into the gap, but it only trades into like 25% of the gap. Then that's an even stronger sign because that means price is really strong. The reason I added this gap here was because I had wanted to see price trade into here and then draw higher, close above here. Not just close above here like this, these wicks. I meant like a strong close. And once I saw that, I was comfortable enough to hold my contract to cover into these highs. And that's exactly what happened. As you can see, price here in the gap didn't even trade into consequent encroachment. It actually drew higher. And with this candle, price did have a commanding close up here. And here you see me drawing what I wanted to see. This is the candle I was looking for. I did not want this candle to close or to even trade below consequent encroachment of this inverse here, and because I wanted to see an initial strong move up, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, so here on ES, I was aiming for previous day's midnight open. Yeah, I was aiming for previous day's midnight open, and that's what we got. I did not want to stay in longer than I had to because I knew that eventually we would get another shot here because I do believe that this price, this candle was going to finish the market maker buy model here. Okay, and that's exactly what happened. Going overnight, not actually going into the afternoon session. Let's take a look at the afternoon session here real quick. So in the afternoon session, we completed to draw higher. And actually, let me show you. Going into the afternoon session, I was counting on this unicorn setup to work itself out. The only problem is I actually had this order block was the one that set me up, and I actually got in here instead of here, which in hindsight this was not the best entry because price never created a gap and price never closed above this candle, so there is no change in the state of delivery or market structure shift here at all. Here you had a draw into this order block, which is in fact a unicorn, along with an inverse, along with a gap here. And so as you can see here, price did trade into this area and still closed above consequent encroachment of this gap. And so that's confirmation. That's confirmation that price is bullish. And as you can see, price did close above market structure shift, change in the state of delivery, and eventually it retraced and then drew higher into the my target. But I actually entered in short. Yeah, I actually entered in here at this order block, and I did enter in here, and I should have covered into these highs, but obviously I didn't, and that's it right there. That's the limit order. So I should have covered 3 going into this these highs, but obviously I didn't. So and then eventually I ended up getting stopped out once price. Let's see here. Once price closed below constant encroachment of this gap. Again, this should have been my entry because this right here, a close above this area, confirmed market structure shift and change of the state of delivery, and this should have been my entry here or here. It doesn't matter, anywhere within this gap. And so that's how my trades went yesterday. Scored a home run here on ES and NQ yesterday, and here it wasn't a red trade. It was like plus, I think 15 points or plus 10 points. But in hindsight, I should have covered up here when price failed to oh, right here, when price failed to break above this high. But again, I once I had enough, I just put my stop above above break even. So going into today, so that's it for yesterday, and we'll go over. Yeah, let's go over today. Let's go ahead and go to the daily. Okay, so on the daily, I'm not expecting a move like yesterday again, because it is Friday and there are no what's the word? There are no notable news, nothing interesting. But I am looking at this high here on NQ and ES. They haven't been broken yet, or maybe they have. I don't know. I haven't seen price overnight. But what I notated yesterday is I do want to see price draw lower below these lows and show me some sort of shift in market, some sort of SMT down here at these lows or wherever. I don't expect this low to be broken, so I would like for this low to be broken because this is low resistance liquidity runs. This is not low resistance. This is high resistance where price drew below this low. If it drives lower, then that's fine too. But I am expecting price to then reverse and target these highs up here. And that'll be my only play of the day. Not a big range, but it is something I'm looking for. If price drew higher up here, then I won't look to trade. Again, I am looking only for longs from now on, unless there's there are clear liquidity sweeps above the highs where price does need to retrace before it draws higher again. So that's my plan for today. Let's go ahead and connect and see where price is at now. Yeah, let's go ahead and see where price is at now. 60-minute. And again, I would like for this high to not have been taken yet, but we'll see. Oh, and on the monthly, we are above a monthly order block as well as a gap, but I'll go over that later on. I just need to connect first. All right. So we did sweep this high, and here we swept this high as well, and we haven't swept this high yet, but here we've swept this high. So that's enough for me. That's enough for me to have a case where I want to get long. Yep, there it is right there. And draw higher here. All right. And SMTs at the highs don't matter to me much anymore because I'll be looking for SMT at the lows. We have displacement lower, and anybody that took the 2022 mentorship will obviously say that this is a 2022 model where prices places lower and you catch a short here somewhere. Now that in itself is logical, and that is the model in itself here on the 60-minute. But as you can see down here, price has failed to close below here, and price has it closed below here and it opened below here. But that isn't as much as I'd wanted to see. We did sweep below this low, so that's good. Let's go ahead here. Yeah, here we go. Let's delete this low. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, so we did sweep below this low. Price swept this low. So I would like for price to at least trade back into equilibrium of this range. Here. And right here. Yeah, so if I end up trading, I would like to target the highs up here on the daily. Let's take a look at the daily real quick to see where price is at now. Okay, so on the daily prices holding above this gap here on the weekly. As you can see here, last week we closed here. This week we opened here. So this is opening gap. Same thing here, opening gap. We are holding above this, and this, like I said, I had marked these lines here the previous day to see what price would do after those lows were swept. And we are reversing somehow. Well, not somehow. We are reversing at the moment. And so, I would be looking for some sort of reversal here. What I would like to see is a short-term low gets swept. One of these lows, whether it's actually I'll put it in later. Yeah, let's leave it there. Yeah, I would like for one of these lows to get swept, and that would be confirmation for that price would like to reverse and would like to draw higher. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Actually, I forget to add this. So when you are targeting the highs, you want to target the highs above equilibrium. And as you can see here, actually you want to target the imbalances above equilibrium. No, not this. All right, let's just extend this back. That way we're not overflowing the chart with drawings. Okay, so above equilibrium, above equilibrium. So this would be the target if these are the lows. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. And as expected, we do have a high here. So I would expect price to target this imbalance here on the 15-minute. Because this is a liquidity pool. I'm sure if you zoom into the 5-minute, you'll see a breaker here or a mitigation block. It looks like a mitigation block. You will see a mitigation block here, and this is liquidity. So any imbalance that has liquidity resting below it, price is likely to sweep those highs and then draw lower. This new day opening gap from yesterday acts as a magnet. Yeah, it acts as a magnet, so I would like to target these highs. So this is the low I am looking at, and these are the lows I'm looking at here. All right, there you go. Let's just do it like this, much easier. Okay. All right, so again, we have the dealing range lower, and as always, I do like getting long on a declining dealing range. Same thing here. I do like getting long on a declining dealing range. We have a gap here above a liquidity pool into the new day opening gap, and new day opening gaps like to act as magnets for price action. Same thing here. We have an order block here, So I would like for price to draw up here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. All right. Nothing as of yet. Let's do it this way, much easier. All right, and let's forget one thing here. Here we go. And as you can see yesterday on the ES, I was targeting midnight open. So there is a lot of confluence up here where I believe price would like to target. We have the 0830 open here. Actually, where is it? Yep, right here. 0830 open here. So that means that I would like to get long somewhere down here. If price draws higher up here, then that my trade idea is gone. Again, I would like to see a sweep of these lows, or this low at least. Same as this. As you can see here, we have consolidation, manipulation into these lows swept, and then price drew higher. So same concept on the lower time frame. draw down. We have consolidation here, manipulation into these lows. If I end up getting long at these lows, what I would like to see is I would like for this to be a turtle soup entry. So whichever one does not sweep would be a confirmation for me on the 15-minute. And again, if I do enter like that, it'll be here, which would give me 21-point loss, 21-point win. Actually, 21-point loss compared to the 136-point win. So that's what I'm looking for today. I'm not looking for anything grand because we already swept the highs. So once price draws lower, I would like for these for price to draw into this area here. So that's what I'll be looking for today for price action. Because again, we already swept enough of these lows here. We swept enough of these lows here. This low was important for yesterday's move, unicorn entry. So there's enough liquidity down here, which price did sweep. So again, I'm looking for price to sweep these lows, and if we get that, then great. As far as time, we are about 8 minutes into the open, and I would like to see an immediate draw lower into these areas. If we get that immediate draw lower, then I'll enter to get long. But if we don't, then I think we will basically just I think we'll just consolidate going into the 10 o'clock macro. But either way, I'm looking for a draw higher today after these lows are swept. On the higher time frame, we do have the 2022 model, but I'm not confident that the model works out. The only way I would be confident is if price doesn't do anything. If price just kind of trades. Let's see here. If price just trades like this, because that is liquidity building, well, generated liquidity. Price draws into these highs and then draws lower. That would be a good action on for me to consider a short at these at this area here. Same thing here. I would like for price to trade in generated liquidity, kind of like this right here, where price zigzagged all the way to the top, and obviously once it got to the top, it just drew lower. And this completed a market maker sell model. So now that we've had enough liquidity taken, I would like for price to draw higher. So again, I'm gonna be looking for a long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this to me would be a turtle soup entry. I think it's this one. I haven't used turtle soup entries in a while, but the risk reward is worth it for me. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a buy at 404. Here we go. Let me just double check. Okay. So I'm not gonna blindly enter it then. What I want to see is I want to see the same type of price action as I did yesterday for this entry. All right. All right. So that's the 1 minute. That's the 5 minute. Actually, let's go back, see if there's anything else here. As you can see, as you can see here, we have not yet closed above this inverse here. So it's not an inverse here. We already have. So if anything, this might not be the one to sweep this low first. All right, so let's just leave it there. Hopefully we get an entry. If there's no entry within the first 5 minutes or so, then I'm just going to go ahead and wait until the 10 o'clock macro. There you go. There you go. That's good. We already have SMT at the lows here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 minute. Nothing here. And nothing here. Okay. A couple more minutes. So this is a unicorn setup right here. Oh no, I think there he goes. Yeah, I think that might have been it because on the 15-minute, I already see SMT. All right. I want to see how the 1 minute closes. Every candle from now on, I want to see how it closes because that would give me indication. Again, one of the things I went over earlier in the video was that if a gap is drawn, I want to see how price behaves into that gap. If we get a shallow entry into that area, then that gives me indication that price is strong. All right, so the first thing I'm going to take a look at is see how price behaves here. Okay. Okay, a couple more seconds. If we get the aggressive move up, then that means we are drawing higher. There we go. All right, so I'm in at let's see here, 50. I took it right here, actually, right here. So we'll see. Stop below this area, and then I'll recover if we don't. Again, I'm looking for a move up to this area. Just one micro. I had a crappy Wednesday. It wasn't red. It was just frustrating because I could not get into any of the trades that I wanted to get into, and eventually I did end up the day green after price drew lower like I had expected, and I was able to get into the uh, expansion of the second stage of distribution. Um, so that's what I'm looking for here as well, but to the upside. So we do have a tiny area of liquidity here, well, a liquidity void, and that's fine if it doesn't fill it. That just means it'll fill it eventually overnight or going into the afternoon session somewhere. Again, I'm looking to cover in these areas here. And as I said, the new day opening gap will act as a magnet. But what I don't want to see is I don't want to see this price come back into these areas here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a sell above 18. These are relative equal highs. So let's see how price reacts in this area. We have tiny voids here. Both of these areas. All right, let's see how price closes here. We have immediate rebalance. Ouch. So this is the imbalance I'm looking at right here. I want to see what the 15-minute does at this imbalance. Same thing here. I want to see what price does at this imbalance. Right now, it is rejecting it, obviously. But we have about 10 minutes until the 15-minute closes. If we come down here, then I'll just cover it and then look for a re-entry because we might do this and then we draw lower. So let's just keep watching. Again, I'm only in one micro at the moment. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. What's it doing in the 5-minute? All right, so we are leaving a gap here, and all right, so I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to see displacement below here. If we do, then I'm wrong, and we might get the the long opportunity later on. And this is the tiny gap we drew here. Here we go. There it is. Okay, perfect. We came back right into my entry. Still 9:30. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my stop back at break even. My stop was down here. So I'm going to put my stop at break even because I don't expect price to come back down here. If it does, then my bias is wrong. Well, not my bias, but the time of my trade entry is wrong. Oh, and the SMT I'm talking about on the 15-minute is this low and this low here. Yeah, right there. Perfect. All right, so this void, I'll still leave it here. 'Awesome. All right, so let me start setting my sell stops. Okay, so all these are relatively equal. So I'm going to set my sell at this high, which is 18540. Uh, 40. Where the hell is 40? Okay. All right. All right. So sell is set. Now I just wait. Mm, 5 more minutes until this becomes an inverse. Technically, my stop should be at this low, because then this would be a protected low. About 3 points below my entry. Okay. 48. No, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. For Friday, it's a really good trade, and I'm happy uh, with the entry as well as the trade idea. Darn. I'm watching this candle here because, as you can see here, this candle, constant encroachment is right here, and price wicked into that and did not trade below it. So if price trades below this candle, then that's fine as long as it closes up here. If it does, then I got to take it out. And we are drawing relative equal highs here. Did it sweep? Actually, it did. Oh, man. This probably should have been my take profit. Still want to see it close above here. Nope. All right. Okay, so I took it off mainly because I'm looking at the 15-minute. I'm looking at this 15-minute here, and if it closes above, then I'll start looking for another trade. My entry should have actually been down here at the inverted entry. Yeah, so my entry should have been down here in this candle right here. Because now that the 15-minute is closing it might close in a bearish manner, I would actually like for price to close up here on the 15-minute. If that doesn't happen, then that means we're going to come back down here to sweep these lows, and then we draw higher after that. Still keeping my long bias. Yeah, still keeping my long bias. Yep, and that's why I'm glad I took it off, because we might, yeah, again, we might come down to sweep these lows. So let's go back to the higher time frames. We are still technically here. Yep, still technically in it, but I'm not going to trust that, especially given how the 50-minute is going to close. There is SMT at the 5-minute lows right now. ES swept the low, NQ didn't, but I'm not going to use that as an entry. As a reason I get into the market. All right, let's go ahead and delete this. I don't need this anymore. This gap I still need. Wait, what just happened? There we go. That's better. Okay, so here, this low and this low. I want to see what price does there. You know what? Let's zoom in one more time. See what we're seeing here. Right, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this. There's no entry short. There really isn't. As you can see, each one of these are immediate rebalances. So there are no gaps to enter short if you are looking to get short, but I'm not looking to get short. I'm looking to get long to target this area. Oh man, that sucks. If I would have left my what's the word? If I would have left my my target here, that would have worked. I'll remember that for next time. Okay, so now we have a sweep of this low and this low. So let's see how price reacts there. Because in about 4 minutes we are going to be within the 10 o'clock macro. The down move, it's not necessarily the displacement. It's they're all immediate rebalances, so I see those as a balanced price range. Let's look at the 5 minute. Yep, so nothing here either. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we have displacement higher. It looks like price is trying to displace higher. Since we already swept these highs, I'm looking at these as relative equal highs. So I want to get in on this one because this is the one with the higher low on SMT. And these two highs are relatively equal. And we are leaving a gap here. Don't tell me it's going to close. All right, still nothing. This could be a 30-second entry maybe. Okay, so now we have a break of this low resistance here. So this could be the area, whereas NQ has not broken those lows. That could be SMT with NQ. Yep, that's SMT with NQ. So the SMT I'm talking about is it this one? I think it's this one here. Yeah, this low. Darn, what am I talking about? Yeah, this low and this low and this low and that low. Maybe one more sweep. That would be acceptable because this this candle here, it just doesn't convince me on anything. And if we sweep these lows, that's fine too, because there's no entry whatsoever just yet. Oh, these are the lows I'm looking at. These lows got swept. NQ did not sweep those lows. Okay. All right, we're getting something here. Nothing. All right, we got something here. Just leave this here like that. But if we close that gap, then still no entry. Nope, still no entry. Nothing. This could be the entry here. I'm not looking to get in, but I am watching this gap here, because if this gap is left open, then the entry might come around somewhere here, and I could target these highs here. On NQ, we have a 3-drive pattern. But again, I am not expecting price to draw lower. Today I am bullish biased. Well, at least until we get to these highs. Okay, I see something here. Okay, so I am seeing there we go. Okay. Nothing. All right. Never mind then. So that is 50%. Let's see what price does here. Nope, nothing on the 5 minute. Let's see what it does here. Okay, nothing. Still nothing. Okay, so it looks like we are going to sweep this low. All right, so NQ has swept this low, but not this low. ES has. So still watching. Let's take a look and see what we're showing up here. Let's put this here. I want to see what price does here. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. Okay. Nope, nothing. All right, so it looks like we're going to sweep this low. That's fine. Still no entry. Only entry I had here was here, where I could have covered up here, but I actually wanted to get that. Hmm. What I'm looking for is an acceptable order block, something I've seen before. So the NQ has swept this low already. Well, no, that's still hasn't. So this could be an acceptable order block for me if price, this place is higher. Okay. All right. Well, I'm seeing something now. Okay. Yep, definitely seeing something. Okay. All right, so I'm in down here, and my stop is if price closes below this area here. I want to see price close above this area here. Come on. And there he goes. And this is a micro, so I'm not really too worried about it. Again, I want to see price close above this price range up here. But let's see what price does here. All right. Yep, I'm not liking that. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I was about to take it off, but let's see. Couple more seconds. Again, I want to see price close above this area here. All right, there you go. Perfect. I don't want to see price come down here anymore. And of course it is. There we go. All right, perfect. All right, that's working out. Come on. All right, there we go. Come on, go higher. Keep drawing. All right, here we go. Price is about to close here. All right, so I don't want price. I would love it if price left a gap here. All right. Okay, so this is the gap I'm watching now. Oh crap! I'm actually in a mini. Holy. Okay. Let's just let it run. Holy crap. Okay. All right. So this is my target because I'm in a mini. So. Oh geez. My stop is if price closes below this area. Taking a mini is a lot more. What's the word? Uh, yeah, it gets my anxiousness going. All right. Okay, so I took it off there. How many did I get? Oh, geez, 30 points. Okay, 30 points on a mini. Oh man, that's really good. Um, okay, yeah, I chose NQ. I don't know. The nerves are there because I'm not getting the entry I wanted, so I just took it off there. It's actually a lot more than I had expected to make today, so I'm happy. Um, yeah, I'm very happy. Uh, because normally I just take micros on NQ. On ES is where I take where I'm inclined to take minis off, and obviously I should have just taken it off there, but I did not like this quick, you know, retracement lower. Um, Jeez. Okay. Yeah, the reason I took it off was because there was no entry here for me, at least. Might have been on the 30-second or whatever. This could have been a 30-second entry, but on the 1 minute there's nothing. On ES there was actually. There just was right here. And as you can see here, it only traded into what? Above 25% of this range. So if price really is to draw towards these highs, then price will head up here fast. So let's just watch. I don't expect this low to be broken again. Maybe a quick dip into this area again, but I don't expect it to get broken into. This one, I could get another entry here. You know what? Let's try for another micro. This time I'm picking a micro because, yeah. Actually, this is a balanced price range. All right, let's. Oh man, it just took off already. Shoot. All right. Well, I was too slow. Oh man. All right. Well, I'm happy with the mini. Made a lot more than I had expected to make today. Um, oh man, it sucks that I missed it. Oh, that was a beautiful entry. Yep. It's too late to get in. There he goes. Okay. Entry was here. Exit was up here for 30 points. A lot more than I had wanted to make today, especially for a Friday. Uh, it's it's not the type of entry I was looking for. It was a mistake because I wanted to get into micros. Instead, I ended up picking minis. But overall, the fact that I read price nicely, um, it, I'll take a win for that. Yeah, I'll definitely take a win for that. The reason why I was confident entering down here without any PD array or my entry even here was because this low never broke this low. And that to me is confirmed SMT between this low and this low and this low and this lower low here. So that in itself was a pretty good entry. My entry actually on ES could have been here because that in itself is also SMT between this low and this low and this low is this low. That's two-stage SMT. So now that price is up here, I do expect price to draw higher. I don't expect these lows to get swept anymore. Uh, yep. Yeah, I don't expect those lows to get swept anymore. If price really is to draw these highs, then price should draw higher. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Ah, man. Well, it sucks that I missed out on that. It's fine. Uh, I'm gonna be okay with the fact that I entered on a mini. I was able to get 30 points off of that. I'm pissed off that I got scared out of it, so I'm gonna journal that. But the fact that I read price right, that's I'll take that win. I'll go into the weekend very happy. Um, and Yeah, so I'm happy for the day. I'm happy for the week actually, because last week I ended the week. I think it was break even, a tiny green, but I ended the day. I ended the week break even. This week I am ending the week uh, good, not great because um, I just a lot of frustrating trades, but that's my fault. because I actually I watched I decided to watch some of ICT's new mentorship, and what I should have done is what I did today is not watch it until I expect to watch it later on. Um, so yeah, I'll watch that later on, and I'll just concentrate on my trading. That's why today I was able to reprice a lot better than yesterday. Actually, not yesterday. Wednesday. Wednesday still bugs me because I was frustrated. One of the rules for Wednesday was that if there's no news and there is a new day opening gap, and you are expecting for price to draw into that area, you wait for price to draw itself until the afternoon setups. And then in the afternoon setups, if you look at, oh, there it goes. Oh man, this sucks. Price will draw to those areas in the afternoon session, and you just have to get into it once you start seeing price draw fluidly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh man, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, so objective has been met. Whether price draws into these highs, I could care less, because to me the objective were these highs, and the fact that I read this price right was good. Um, I was looking for this entry down here. I didn't get it, so I took in one micro, realized I was actually in a mini, covered into this area, which was for a 30-point win. I'm okay with that. Execution was shit, because my execution should have actually been here in this candle. Same thing here. My execution should have been at this candle. Instead, I fumbled that. So great price read, shitty execution, but the fact that I am going into the weekend green on a Friday, it spells to my ability to read price action. So next week, same concept. As you can see here, we had a huge down move, trapping a lot of sellers. Same concept as this price move: consolidation, expansion, distribution, expansion. This is first stage, second stage. And oh crap, I just realized this. Wow, okay, so this is first stage, second stage actually. So I would not be surprised if we go to these highs. This is too far-fetched, but then again, the market has done some crazy things lately. Let's take a look. Actually, no, not here. Wow, okay, I see that happening because price is moving into discount now, into equilibrium. Uh, for Friday, I don't expect that, so I'll just leave it at that. So I'm done for the day. But anyways, I'll see you guys. I'll see you next week.